Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy Winning Wednesday to each and every one of you. I hope you all have had a wonderful day. If you had to go into work today, hopefully you had a smooth ride to and from work. Me, I was planted right here, day after big snow day. And no, I did come out this morning to clean that. Well, I had to shovel the sidewalk, clean my truck off, shovel the driveway in front of my truck. I didn't need to bother the back other than a little path to get to my trash can, my recycle can, and then I cleaned the street part in front of the driveway, so when I pull out tomorrow, it'll be good to go. But and that, y'all, that was exercise, okay? Because my arm is killing me. But that was some good exercise. So I got out here, I did it. It was a little cold, but I made it through. Now, I am I'm doing this video because I was thinking, oh, I hope I don't miss my daylight. So I'm out here getting this video done. And before I jump into today's video, you can see I have my casual day after snow look. Got my baseball cap on, got my little hair pulled through the back. So I am nice and comfortable. Now, if you are new to my channel, let me start by saying, please make sure you subscribe. Please, please, please make sure you subscribe. Tap that bell so you don't miss any time I do videos. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So every now and then I may not do a Saturday. It just depends on what I'm doing. But for right now, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Please give this video a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm and it allows other people to be able to find this video. If you find this video helpful, as always, please be sure to share it with your friends, family, and even your enemies if you want to. Now, let's jump into today's topic. I'm going to be sharing 6 Stoic lessons for turning your pain into power. So number 1, face your fears. Embrace it. It's a sign that you're growing. Too often we like to run away from our fears and we don't like to face them. And the reality is that when you don't face your fears, honey, they don't go away. They just don't. All you're doing is avoiding the inevitable. So when you have a fear of doing something, I want you to stop what you're doing and I want you to face that fear. Ask yourself, why are you afraid of whatever it is that you're afraid of? And you'd be surprised at what your answer just might be. As I've talked about before on this channel, sometimes we're afraid that we're going to be successful when we do things. And that's why we don't do it, because we're thinking, ooh, if I do this and it's a success, then people are going to want me to do more and more and more and more. And I don't know if I have it in me. Well, guess what? Cross that bridge when you get to it. Stop running from your fears. Number 2, control what you can. When life feels chaotic, focus on your actions. You can't control the weather, but you can bring an umbrella. Come on, somebody. I love that. You cannot control the weather. Like right now, it's raining, which is funny because we had snow yesterday. Now it's raining, but you can bring an umbrella. So control what you can. And I've talked about this a lot lately because I think sometimes we get so off balance and we deal with fear that we don't need to deal with, because you can only control what you can control. You can't control me. I can't control you. We can't control other people. So let's control ourselves, because we do have control over that. Anything else, you're just wasting your time. Number 3, appreciate what you have. Imagine losing your eyesight and suddenly every color becomes precious. Don't wait to be grateful. Y'all, I couldn't wait to share that one. And that's the key takeaway. Don't wait to be grateful. Too often people wait until this big thing happens to be grateful. But I want you to learn to start being grateful with the small things. I am grateful when I go to the store and I have my own handicap placard that my doctor signed for me to have, because some of you know I do have arthritis in my knees. I have great days, but every now and then it wants to act up. And so if I'm going to the store, I don't want to park two rows back just to walk into the store, because it's very uncomfortable on my knee. So when I have to go out, I pray, I say, Lord, please let me get a parking space close by where I can use my handicap spot. I'm gonna run in and run right back out. And when I do get one, honey, I get just as excited. If I had a tambourine, I'd shake it, because I'm grateful for that spot. Or even if I'm not using my handicap placard, I'm grateful to be able to get a spot close by, just because I don't have to do that long walk. So that's why I said, don't wait to be grateful. Too often people will say, well, I'm going to shout and I'm going to thank God once this big thing that you're asking him for takes place. No, be grateful now. I've talked about this before as well. Thank God in advance. Stop waiting to see the proof before you thank him. Thank him in advance. Thank him right now. You don't have to wait. You're waiting because you're choosing to wait because you want to see it. Some of y'all have that I have to see it to believe it mentality. And in some things you probably do need to. But when you go to God and you ask him for things, baby, I'm excited now. I thank God every day for certain things that I haven't seen manifested yet. But I'm thanking him because I'm believing, that's my faith, that it's going to happen. Number 4, stay true to yourself. It's that moment when you're tempted to go along with the crowd, but something inside says, this isn't me. Go with that voice. I want you all to start being true to yourselves and stop doing, as I've said before, stop doing what other people are doing. Stop doing what people want you to do. Start being true to yourself. If you know that doing something or going someplace compromises who you are as an individual, stop doing it. Be true to yourself. See, I'd rather be true to myself than to go along with the crowd and do what everybody else is doing. And now I've got to face God's wrath because I made a decision that I knew I shouldn't have made, all because I wanted to do what everybody else is doing. Stop being true to yourself. And here's something else, I'm going to move on. When you're not true to yourself, at the end of the day, you know how you sit back and your mind starts to think about things that you did and said throughout the day? That thing's going to come back and haunt you a little bit because you know that you're better than whatever it was you did or didn't do. And you did it knowing that you weren't being true to yourself. You were just trying to make somebody else happy. So stop doing that. And number 5, build self-discipline. Like resisting that midnight snack, small wins build unshakable self-trust. Again, if you know that you are in the process of trying to lose weight, you've got to have some discipline. Discipline means I'm not going to eat after a certain time because I said I was going to cut my eating off at whatever time you choose. Discipline says I'm going to the gym even when I don't feel like it. Now, unless you're hurting or maybe you have a cold, upset stomach or something like that, discipline says I'm going to go anyway. Discipline for me says that I'm going to post on my social media platforms even when I don't feel like motivating anybody or inspiring anybody to do anything because maybe I'm not feeling motivated or inspired. But discipline says I'm going to do it anyway. And this is why I do what I do. As a matter of fact, when I'm done here, I've got a podcast that I need to record before I go to bed. I still have to write in my faith journal before I go to bed. I've got to write in my gratitude journal before I go to bed. I've got to write out my scripture writing because I'm doing the scripture writings for the month. So I've got to do that before I go to bed. That's 4 different things, plus get myself ready for bed, that I'm going to do. No, I get to do. And discipline says I'm going to do it anyway. Could I have done some of those things earlier? Probably. But guess what? It is what it is. And now we're here at the height of the evening, but I'm going to get it done before I go to bed. Why? Because that's discipline. Number 6, last but not least, challenge yourself. Like when, excuse me, like when you finally learn to ride a bike after falling off countless times, the struggle makes the victory sweeter. Growth is on the other side of discomfort. Do you know that every time you fall or every time you fail at something, if you give up, you will never get past that sticking point? We all, well, I'm hoping so, but I believe we all learn to ride a bike. And the first time you went to ride that bike, you probably fell. Y'all remember you had the training wheels. I mean, you were riding, thought you were doing something. And then your parents thought, okay, now it's time to take the training wheels off. And you began to pedal, but you fell off the bike. Hopefully, now I know with my parents, you know, Dad was holding on to the back of that bike, and then at some point he let go, And you were confident. You know why? Because you thought your parent was still holding on to that bike, and all the time they had let go, and you were just riding and you were riding, and then you turned around and noticed, oh, they let go, and you fell off. But you got back on. You didn't give up. And it's the same thing in life. Do you know how many times I meet people and they say, you know, I'm not doing the relationship thing anymore because I've been hurt too many times. And let me just be honest with you. A lot of times when we get hurt, they were red flags. You just chose to ignore them. I can raise my hand and say that I'm guilty of that, okay? So I've heard people say, I'm not doing the relationship thing anymore. I'm tired of getting hurt. I'm tired of putting myself out there, whoop-de-whoop. And I get that. It's all right to feel that way. Feel that way. Sit in how you're feeling, but then take a deep breath and say, you know what? I'm not going to give up on love, because I promise you there's somebody out here for you. There's someone out here for all of us. But if you give up, you will never experience the love that you're looking for. So we've got to stop giving up just because we've fallen down. We've got to stop giving up because things didn't work out. I always use the analogy of Walt Disney. Do you think his park idea went over well when he first came up with it? It probably didn't. And I'm sure he had to keep going back to the drawing board to rebuild it. And then once he got it up and running, after some failures, because I pretty much promise you it didn't just go well the first time, because anything that you do is going to have some kinks in the beginning, but you don't give up because you failed or you fell off, okay? Now, everything I shared with you will be in the description box. I want to say thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you, to invigorate, to motivate, inspire, all of the above, because that's what we do here on my channel. It's all about uplifting. It's all about uplifting and encouraging, because I want you to become the success that I know you can be. I know you can be successful. I know it. You may not realize it, but I know it. And if I can help encourage you to keep pushing forward, to not giving up, then daggone it, that's what I'm going to do, okay? That is my goal in life, is to encourage as many people as I possibly can. But the reality is, if I only encourage one, I'm all right with that too. Now, having said all of that, thank you so very much. As I said in the beginning, if you stayed this far, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. If you're new, welcome. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. And yeah, y'all know I love you. I love you all so daggone much that is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing you can do to stop that, because I love you, I believe in you, and I want nothing but the best for you. This is why I pray for each and every one of you, whether you know it or not, that God will touch you. He will keep you focused. He will allow you to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself, because I believe it's your turn. It's my turn. It's our turn. Great things are going to happen, y'all. This is a new year, and what we're not going to do is take that stinking thinking from 2023 that we carried into 2024 and we're bringing it into 2025. We're not doing that. We're stopping that right here. You will be successful. I love you all so very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you have to be out on the road, please be careful. Watch out for any black ice. And if you don't have to be out, stay your behind in the house, okay? Just do that for me. Stay in the house and just relax. Stay warm. I'm going here to make me another hot cup of tea and just relax, okay? Love you all, and we'll talk again on Friday.